What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because my Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics order finally arrived. It literally arrived today. I am filming this at like, what time is it? 10:05 p.m. But anyways, I'm really excited about today's video. I'm also probably equal parts nervous because I just have no idea how this is going to go. These are my first products that I am trying from Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. We all obviously know what happened with the first launch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there are tons of videos on YouTube about it. But basically in the summer, Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics launched their first product, which was lipsticks. And the launch ended up being, for lack of a better term, a disaster. Like, I hate to say that, but it really was. I did not get to try the lipsticks personally because the day they launched, I was actually flying to Italy and I was gonna be in Italy for 2 weeks. So I had every intention of ordering the lipsticks when I got home because I didn't want the package to be like sitting on my front step for 2 weeks. So I didn't order them right at the initial launch. And then basically once they launched and as soon as they kind of started getting into everybody's hands, people started coming out. There was like a lot of issues with the lipsticks. They ended up being contaminated, or at least a substantial amount of the lipsticks. Like, I don't know exactly how many lipsticks it was because I do know people that had got lipsticks that had no issues with, like people that I know personally, but then there was also a lot of people that got lipsticks that had a lot of issues. So it ended up becoming a really crazy kind of situation. I don't think that the situation was handled properly at first, to be completely honest. They did end up refunding everybody, I believe, that purchased the lipsticks, but as a consumer, I made the educated decision to not purchase the lipsticks after everything I saw that came out about them. With that being said, when I saw that Jaclyn was launching highlights, I was really, really excited. I mean, Champagne Pop, which was her collaboration with Becca back in the day, was one of my favorite highlights. I feel like that was the first highlight that made me like love highlights. And I feel like highlights are very fitting to her brand, and I was really excited to see her coming out with something that was so fitting to her that looks really beautiful. Like, I watched her full video where she talked about the highlights and I was really excited. And I asked you guys if you wanted to see a review on her highlights, and an overwhelming majority, like literally over 90% of you guys were like, yes, we want to see a review. Of course there were people, and I know there are going to be people in the comments that are going to say, you shouldn't even be bringing light to this brand. Why are you talking about her brand? Like, you shouldn't even mention it on your channel, because I know there are people that feel very strongly about the subject and everything else. But at the end of the day, my job is to review makeup, and the overwhelming majority of my subscribers wanted to see this review, which is why I am doing it today. Let me spend my money on these products. Like, I purchased these products with my own money, not PR, anything like that. So let me spend my money on these products and tell you firsthand whether or not they're good, and then you can decide as a consumer if you want to spend your money on the products. Like, let me be the guinea pig. And I hope that these are amazing. I want to see everybody succeed. Like, I do not want to see Jaclyn Hill or anybody else fail, or anybody else's brand fail. So I'm really excited. I have high hopes. They look really pretty, but I'm going to tell you guys the real tea either way. I don't know Jaclyn personally. I'm not like a friend of hers or anything like that. Like, this is just going to be strictly about the products themselves, and I can't wait to try them out. So without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all of my future uploads, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so Jaclyn came out with 3 different formulas. So the first formula is the loose highlighter. I got this one in the shade Bomb. This is what the outer carton looks like, and this is what the actual packaging looks like. It's very, very pretty packaging, very sleek. It's like a frosted kind of bottom here with a chrome top. It is plastic. It's not like, you know, real glass or anything, but it does feel really nice. And then of course we're gonna go in and swatch the shade. I do want to tell you guys pricing on everything. I definitely thought that her prices were high. 100%. Like, so I'm hoping that, you know, the products are good because the prices were not cheap. Let's look. So this was $24. And I'm not a huge loose highlight person, I'll be honest, but a lot of times loose highlights are the most blinding. So excited to check that one out. Then we have the Luminous powder. So this was what I was most excited about. When I saw this in her video, I was like, oh my gosh, I would love that. Because she was basically saying that you could use this all over your face, like use it almost as like a setting powder or mix it in with your setting powder, which I would love to do because I have dry skin and I like to still look dewy, but I do like to set my makeup. So I was really, really excited to see this. I got it in the shade Carats. Hopefully that works for me. I think she called this her Mood Light Luminous Powder, but on this it just says Luminous Powder. There's no like description or anything that says Mood Light, but I think that's what she called it. That is what it says on her website. And this is $32. And you could purchase some of these as duos, like with the brushes, or you could have purchased the brushes on your own. I skipped on the brushes. To be honest, I thought they were expensive and just not something that I really needed. And I was just gonna use my own brushes. So I didn't purchase any of the brushes, just the products themselves. So this is what the packaging looks like on that. It basically is just a bigger version of the loose highlight packaging, a much bigger version. But super sleek, super pretty, definitely looks really nice. And at the price point, quite honestly, it should look nice. And then last but not least, what I was very excited for as well as this is the highlighter palette. So let's go ahead and check this out. This is called the, does it say? I think Flash palette, but on here it just says highlighter palette. Okay, so on the back here it says the Flash, because I know there was a couple of them, so I did get the lighter one. This packaging looks very nice. We have like a white kind of packaging on the front, and then it turns to like chrome mirror on the back. Ooh, very very pretty. I mean, this is very luxurious. It is very, very nice packaging. I mean, there's a huge mirror that takes up the whole top, this being all mirrored. They almost look like bake highlights, like they're a little bit domed, so they're like above, if you guys can see, like they're not like flat. Kind of reminds me of like, what is the brand? I want to say maybe Hourglass, or it might be Becca. I feel like maybe it's Becca. And I mean, she did her collabs with Becca, so maybe that's why I feel like this reminds me of packaging on something else, but it's not coming to my mind what it is at this very second. But regardless, the packaging is really, really nice. If you like nice packaging, you're in the right place. But what's most important to me is that the products actually work. Oh, let me give you guys a price point too on the palette. So the accent highlighter palette, yeah, $49. I mean, that's expensive. This was basically 50 bucks. You know, you're getting 4 highlights, but that's pricey. There's no like way around that. Like, it is an expensive palette, so I do hope that it works really well. All right, so the first thing that I want to test out is the Luminous powder. It's weird that they don't have like the names on here, but the Mood Light, I have to just remember what they are. The Mood Light Luminous powder. And one thing that I do want to say is, because I am going to use this as an all-over powder, but in Jaclyn's video, she did say that it could be used for an all-over powder as like a luminous glow, or you can put it on targeted areas of your face and it's just going to be like a more subtle glow. So if you intend on using this as an all-over powder like I'm going to be doing, it is going to go relatively quick because this doesn't really have that much product in it for an all-over powder. So in this, there is 10 grams or 0.35 ounces. I'm just referencing it because I have it here on my counter. This is a CoverGirl. This is their True Blend Minerals Loose Mineral Powder. Obviously, you know, a completely different product and at a much cheaper price point, but this is like a regular loose powder, I would say, and this has nearly double the amount, 18 grams or 0.63 ounces. So you're getting like half the amount of product in this, so it is going to go fast if you're using it as an all-over powder. If you're using it at a targeted area on your face, obviously you'll use less product and it's gonna go not as fast. So we're gonna start with this, see how it works. There's a little plastic sifter thing in here, which I'm gonna take off, but there is no other sifter, which is a little upsetting. I'm gonna double check the box, make sure there's not one in there. No, there's not. There's nothing else in the box. It is nice when brands give you like a plastic stopper or something just if you're gonna be traveling with the product or whatever, but it is what it is. A lot of brands also don't give you that, so it's fine. I'm gonna just tap some into the cap here. All right, so I got a little bit. I'm gonna actually do a swatch of it first on my hand and then we'll apply it all over the face. So that's what it looks like. And I'm gonna swatch it. I'm not giving you guys the middle finger, just using my middle finger. That looks really pretty actually. Wow, I like that a lot. Felt very nice. Like, it feels not creamy, but like velvet-like definitely feels like a luxury powder. It doesn't feel like it's gonna make you really dry, and it is definitely like sheared out on my hand, so it's not gonna be too much for all over the face. Because I was a little nervous at first that it was gonna be way too much all over my face, but I feel like this is just gonna give a nice sheen to it, but not be like crazy overboard. So I'm gonna just tap a little bit more in here, and we're gonna go in with a powder brush. I'm gonna just go in with this e.l.f. powder brush. I'm literally using like this bougie like all over powder with an e.l.f. brush, but I feel like it actually like goes like the packaging on the e.l.f. brush, so all on a budget. And we are gonna dust this on our face and see how it goes. I do have a little bit of bronzer on, but I did not put any highlight on. I'm just dusting this on my face over everything. That actually looks really nice. I like that. It gives a very subtle but noticeable, especially in person, glow to the skin. Like, I feel like my skin looks like revived now, especially because it is late at night. Like, this has been on my face for a while, so that's really, really nice. You could also even probably mix a little bit in with your regular powder if you just want a really little bit, like do a little half and half or something. But even just with the amount that I used, it doesn't look crazy or anything. Like, it looks really nice and gives a pretty sheen to the skin, so I do really like that. I honestly wouldn't suggest this as like a highlight, like if you're gonna use it like just in like targeted areas. I just feel like it's not gonna make a huge difference. Like, you're gonna be like, did I just put anything on my face? Because it is very subtle, but I think that's what makes it great for all over the face. So I do really like it like that, and I do think that I will use this. And it doesn't feel drying or tight or anything on my face at all. It does feel really nice. So it is really nice. I am very happy with that. And the shade like flawlessly just kind of melted into my skin. It did not change the shade of my foundation or anything that I had going on, but I do actually really like that. So far, so good. All right, now we're gonna move into the loose powder. I'm gonna save the palette for last. So the actual name of this on the website is Beaming Light Loose Powder. On here it just says loose powder, whatever. I have the shade Bomb. Gonna just tap this in the top. I have a tiny little bit which I'm gonna use to swatch, and then we will apply it to our actual face. Wow, all right, it already looks really pretty on my finger. Ooh, wow. That was the tiniest little bit too. Oh, I'm excited. excited. That looks really pretty. Okay. If you watch my channel, you know highlights like are my thing. That looks beautiful. So I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and get this on our face right now. I'm just gonna use a little highlight brush like this and I'm gonna put it on the high points of my face. Ooh, that is beautiful. And I just used a very, very little amount of product. Like it's already gone from the cap. Didn't really put too much in there. And that is really, really pretty. I like that a lot. Again, the shade I have is Bomb, and I think that that is really, really pretty. I'm gonna do a little bit more and amp it up and like see how much we can get this. I'm not gonna put any on the other side because I wanna use something from the palette on the other side. So I just got a little bit more in the cap and gonna add it on top. Yes, girl. Oh my gosh, okay. Like, I mean, this can definitely be built up to be like hella blinding. Like even for me, I'm like, I don't know that I would wear that much, but this is really, really pretty. So I do really like that. And this is a very pretty golden shade, which is how I like my highlights. So I do really like this. I think it's really nice. As far as product goes, you're gonna be getting 4 grams or 0.14 ounces in this. I don't have anything else really to reference it to because I don't typically really buy loose highlighters. I'm more of like a pressed highlight, like palette kind of person. But nonetheless, I do think that this is really pretty. I mean, it speaks for itself. It's pretty blinding. All right, so now last but not least, we are gonna jump into the palette. So in the palette, you're gonna be getting 4 shades and each of them is 0.1 ounces. That is a little low, but it is a palette. I mean, you are getting 4 different shades in it, but just to reference it against, like I have a Fenty highlight right here, and this is 0.26 ounces, so almost triple or 2.5 times the amount of product, but obviously this isn't a palette, it's just one highlight. I do have the Glazed Lit Kit by Laura Lee right here, and this one is a palette, so you get 4 different highlighters in this one, and in this palette you get 0.25 ounces for each highlight, so also about 2.5 times the amount. So you're not getting a ton of product in any of these, to be completely honest. But if a product is good, it's good. I personally don't tend to look at like the amount of product that I'm getting and everything, but I know people will ask, I know people look at that, which is why I wanna tell you guys. Okay, but we're gonna go in, we're gonna do finger swatches with these, and then we're gonna go on the face, at least in most parts. I have one cheek, down my nose, and areas that we can put this on. So the first one is Gleam, which is the lightest one. Ooh, it feels really nice. Wow, that looks beautiful. Means I'll swatch it on my hand as well to show you guys. Super, super light, but very, very pretty. Love that. Icy, beautiful, stunning. If you have fair skin, it's still gonna show up, which is really nice. This is probably a little light for me personally on my cheek. I'd have to go in with a little amount of it because it would probably be a little too light, but I would totally use this like inner corner, brow bone, like anywhere that I really wanna emphasize. I think that would be perfect. So maybe that's how we'll use it today in the tutorial. The next one we have is Iced, which is right here. So I cleaned my finger off. Ooh, wow, these are really pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and swatch that right next. Beautiful. So this one has a little bit more golden undertones, still light, but the first one has like more blue undertones. This one is a little bit more like that yellowy golden undertone and getting more in the range of probably what I would wear on my cheeks personally. Then we have Sparks, which looks really pretty. And I am not like digging my finger in there. Like I'm sure you guys can see it on camera, but I really am not. They are just looking really, really pretty. Ooh, I like that one. That one is very yellow undertone, but like goldeny yellow, and I think that's probably what I will use on my cheeks most of the time. Maybe mix those two together, but that is really, really pretty. And the last one we have is a little bit more peachy. This one is Mesmerized, or yeah, Mesmerized. I was like, am I reading that wrong? But that is Mesmerized. We will swatch this right there. Little close to the other one, sorry about that you guys, but that one is definitely more peachy, definitely the deepest one. So this palette really will be good for even people with very light skin. You could definitely use the first one, and then even with skin that's deeper than mine, I think this last one would work nice for you. So I think definitely light to medium skin, this would be the right palette for you, and you definitely have options. And of course you can mix and match, like you can add this one with this one and get like a cool custom highlight, which is what I love about highlight palettes. So I was so excited to see that she came out with highlight palettes, and she does have another one that has 4 completely different shades that's more targeted to the medium to deep skin tones. So swatched really, really nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and take those off, and then we are going to put these on my face because that's what I really wanna see, you know? All right, so the first one that I really wanna go in with is Sparks. This one right here. This one is what I thought was really, really pretty when I was like swatching. So I'm gonna go in with this, and I'm gonna apply this to my cheeks. I just have a clean brush here, and I'm gonna pop it right on. Oh, oh, this is actually really, really pretty. It's not overly blinding. Like this one is definitely more blinding, where this one is like that glow, little more subtle glow, but still really, really beautiful. I like that a lot, actually. A little more wearable for every day than like this side, but that's actually really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead in with a little bit more and like amp it up a little bit, see? Ooh, that is really pretty. So we can make this blinding if we want to. I like that a lot. This is really pretty. I'm trying to look at like this one versus this because they're very similar in color, but I feel like I like this side better, which is the side with the palette. I feel like it just glides on my skin a little bit nicer. Maybe that's just me. Let me know, what do you guys think? Which side looks better? Because the color is very, very similar. But I feel like this one just kind of glides a little bit easier. So I like that a lot. Really, really pretty. But I mean, not that this side isn't, but I probably prefer this side. All right, so that was beautiful. Now I'm gonna go in with Iced and I'm gonna apply that down my nose. Put that there to highlight. Ooh, that is pretty. I'm not used to that intense of a nose highlight, but honey, today we're doing it. Ooh, wow. Very pretty. I feel like I'm back again doing like the full face of highlighter challenge from like 2000 and gosh, I don't even know, 16 or something. But that one's really, really pretty. I like that a lot. And then I'm gonna go in with a tiny little brush and Gleam, which is the lightest shade. And I'm gonna pop this in my inner corners, which again is how I thought that I would use this. Very, very pretty. Love that. Because I think it'd be a little too light for all over my cheeks, but in targeted areas like the brow bone and the inner corner, it is perfect. And definitely has that like cooler undertone icy feel where the rest are a little bit more like on the goldeny side, but very, very pretty. I look like a disco eye that I saw myself in the mirror. I'm like, oh my gosh. We got a lot going on, but it's all in day's work. I'm trying to think of an area that I can use Mesmerize. Maybe I'll just put a little bit above my brows and just, you know, look really crazy, which normally I wouldn't really put highlight there. Sometimes I do like the tiniest amount, not a blinding highlight like this, but I'll just put a little bit so we can at least put it on my face somewhere. Ooh, wow, yeah. You can totally see that. Oh my gosh, okay. 10 out of 10 would not suggest putting it there. Gonna blend it out a little bit, but I wanted to at least put it somewhere so I could show you guys. But you guys get the point. I do really like this highlight palette. I think this worked really, really nicely. I like that you have the 4 different shades so you can kind of custom create highlights. Like in the future, maybe I'll like add these 2 together, do those 2 together. Like you can definitely custom kind of make your own shade. So you do have a lot of versatility and they are really pretty. I honestly would say if you plan on getting the highlight palette, I don't know that you need this separate loose highlighter because really this side of my face does not look that much different from this side of my face. So I don't know that you need both. The biggest difference is definitely between the Mood Light, which is like the all over powder from this, because this is very subtle and this is very not subtle. So in closing, I do think that the products are nice. I think they worked really well. They are definitely expensive. There's no way around that, but I do think that the quality is there. The packaging is really nice and the products do feel luxurious. Like the highlights, as I was swatching them, don't feel dry and patchy. Like they do feel buttery, velvety. The all over powder on my face does not feel drying whatsoever at all. I mean, I've been filming this for probably about an hour now and my face feels completely fine. So it definitely is a nice product. Really my 2 main concerns is that the loose products don't have any sort of permanent stopper for the sifter, so they're gonna be pretty terrible unless they're set like this, because you know, whenever you have those loose powders and you open them up and then they like explode everywhere, that's what's gonna happen with these. And I feel like at the price point, it could have been added. And then the only other thing is that you definitely are getting less product in all of these than is in a lot of other products at similar price points or similar products. So I feel like the price is all the way up here. Amount of product you're getting is like down here, so it's like, you gotta come a little bit in the middle, but I do think that the quality is there. They definitely probably spent a lot of money on this packaging because it is very nice and luxurious. Like it's heavy, it doesn't feel cheap. So there is all those factors as well, you know, which I acknowledge. So just wanna make sure that I give you guys all the facts, everything, so you can be an educated consumer and decide whether or not you wanna try these products on your own, just as I did. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!